What's up, everyone? All right, so in today's episode, I'm going to break down all of my trades from the morning. I'm sitting here in the green, up $17,204.39. Not bad, but I lost on my last trade of the day. That's a little bit of a bummer. I'd prefer not to end on a loser, but I gave back 10% off the top and I said, nah, that's enough. So my peak today was just about $20,000 on the day, which is the daily goal. Gave back a little bit, threw in the towel. So let's go ahead, jump on the screen share, start breaking it down. The three stocks I traded: GV, AIMD, and MLGO. Now, yesterday after the open, we had this big move on CWD, which was kind of frustrating because I just didn't expect it. I mean, it halted up on light volume, recent reverse split, and then it just squeezes up a ton. And that's why I jumped in MLGO this morning, which also squeezed up, almost halted up, and then rejected. And I went red on it, which is super annoying. But I thought, well, similarly, it has no news. Similarly, it's a somewhat recent reverse split. So it felt similar to CWD, but it didn't work. I don't know why CWD worked. I don't even know. But nonetheless, doesn't matter. It is what it is. So took some risk on that one and lost. That was my last trade of the day. But my first trade of the day was on GV. So when I sat down this morning, I was, again, somewhat disappointed by the gap scanner. There wasn't really anything that looked that great. So I was like, all right, this is, going to be another slower day. Higher float stocks dominating the scanner, some higher price stocks on the scanners as well. So I just figured, I'm going to have to be patient. So sat here patiently, and then GV, which was up yesterday, started to pull away right here. And what I said was, I'm going to just watch it. I said, I don't know if this is going to work, but if it can hold over 250, then I'm interested. So right here, it pops up, doesn't break 250. Then it comes up here, breaks over 250, it holds, and I got long right here. And we got this squeeze all the way up to 280, a dip down, and a pop all the way up to 310, which was awesome. Then it dips back down and, pulls back a little bit more. So, but that was fine. That right there was a fantastic move. I mean, well, I guess compared to some of the moves we've seen recently, it wasn't that exciting. But nonetheless, it was good enough for me to make $15,000, which put me on the leaderboard today. So I felt good about that, got myself into the green, and then I was looking for the next trade. Next one was AIMD, which I jumped in for the break of $4. And on this one, I ended up making, it wasn't 4. Where was my trade on GV? Or on AIMD? It was 3, it was actually 350. So let me back this up. So AIMD on this one, what time did I trade this? This was actually at 9:30. So 9:32. So it was, it was basically, this one started to squeeze at the open. It broke over 350, and I said, if this can hold 350, I'm in. I jumped in right here at about 360 and rode the momentum up to what was only 390. It pulled back. There was a really big seller up there at 4. So I sold. I took $3,800 off the table. It broke 4, went back below, came back above, came back above, came back above, and I just didn't trade it again. I was like, I don't know, I can't trust it. And then I had that last trade on MLGO, and that finished the day for me. Now, if we look at volume, SGBX is cranking. 850 million shares of volume today. That is unbelievable. So that's definitely our volume leader, but it's a lower price stock. It's not one that I love. We look big picture at the overall market. Overall market's rallying up a little bit, so that's good there. AIMD, second leading gapper or second leading volume stock. PHGE, a lot of volume, cheaper. LPSN, a lot of volume, higher float. BTAI, decent amount of volume, but ran right into this resistance line. I saw that, and I didn't buy it right here pre-market because of that level. So I'm glad I left that alone. RMSG squeezed up at the open, and I left that alone. ZETA, a little higher priced, higher float. IPDN, this one was a little too close to the 200 moving average. I left that alone for that reason. So no trades on that. Shop, higher price, higher float. So that's kind of, wraps up the scans and what was moving here this morning. It's about noontime now. So I didn't leave any money on the table today. I don't think. I gave back a teeny bit of profit and I stayed around, but there wasn't anything else to trade. So, I had to throw in the towel. So this week, I'm not really making a lot of progress towards that big $250,000 weekly goal, but green is good. All right, so kind of still digging my way out of the hole from that red day on Friday. Friday went red 44, almost $45,000. So then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday here, trying to recover those losses. And ultimately, I'm still in a drawdown from that loss that I had back on Monday, the last day in July here, or the last Monday in July, right there on the 28th. So, I'm not thrilled that I'm in a little bit of a drawdown here. I haven't uploaded trades from this week yet, but you could see, dipped down, rallied back, and then kind of came back down again. So I think we could safely say this is an ABCD pattern, and this is where we're heading. But I got to be careful because, you get complacent and next thing you know. So right now I'm probably back to up here. I'm not through new highs yet though. I'm still below. So I'm back to up there and, look, that could happen. Got to be careful. So managing risk, thinking carefully about the trades I'm taking, and then I want to see this pull away a little bit. Now, I think the reason that things have cooled off here, and this is the real reason, I think the reason things have cooled off is because of the crypto kind of rug pulls that we've been seeing. These stocks that like vape. So vape, I could do a whole episode on this and maybe I will, but these stocks that got squeezed up here big time on the crypto catalyst, but where people were front running the news. They knew that news was coming out and they were in it before the news actually came out. So that's kind of the issue here. And unfortunately, I lost $58,000 on this one I think it was like this candle right here. So I got totally smoked on that. That was terrible. And then VLCN did something very similar, right? So got smoked on that one as well. And it's just at a point where it's kind of getting ridiculous. And so now people aren't trusting news headlines that have anything to do with cryptocurrency because it seems like you've got a greater than 50% chance of it selling off, because people knew the news was coming and they're going to sell into it. So that's not great. And then, so I think people are being cautious on trading breaking news. Now, there's obviously a difference between breaking news on a biotech stock and breaking news on a stock where it's a crypto headline. But I think some beginner traders maybe don't understand the nuance there and are just avoiding some of these stocks that are spiking in general. So for right now, it's just, I think, time to play it cool, be patient, and wait until things start to pick back up. And then, of course, when they do, you know me, I'm going to be pedal to the metal. And look, guys, I'm going to make Caitlin proud. You have my word on that. All right, so that's it for me. Hey, if you haven't already checked out our 2-week trial, link is in the description and in the comments. Reminder, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, so please manage your risk, take it slow, and I'll see you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be streaming.